It looks like you just woke up.
It does look like I just woke up.
It does.
I did not just wake up. I just look like I just woke up.
Oh.
Hey, Mom, how are
Hi,
you?
honey, I'm good. How are
This
you?
is... Don't answer that. This is Dual Wellness, the YouTube show where a mother and her son talk about health and wellness. I promise I'm fairly well despite my appearance.
He is fairly well. What's our names?
That's Camille. I'm Max. She's 57. I'm 23. The point of the show is...
You're how old?
23. 24. 24.
You dogged me about forgetting
Yeah,
that.
that's you. God. That's right. 24.
Yep, you're 24.
And yeah, it's a show where we talk about health, wellness, mental, physical, all that kind of stuff.
From the aspect of a...
24-year-old and a 57-year-old.
We have different outlooks. We do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Similar but different. Mm-hmm. So we've got a lot of videos out there. Thanks for joining us. If you're new here, that's our shtick. Max is, I don't know exactly what he's doing with his hair there. He's looks a little bit like Sideshow Bob, but if you don't know who Sideshow Bob is,
Yeah, here's a picture of him.
Are you gonna do Sideshow Bob? Find a picture of Sideshow. I love Sideshow Bob.
Google images.
Sideshow Bob is funny. Anyway, so our subject this week, we're going to talk. So Max discussed a little bit last week about how one of his goals is for 2023 is to train for the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. Mm-hmm. That is one of his goals, to train for it. So he's going to be focusing on training for it. So there's a funny story, kind of, behind behind why he is so aware that he has to train for this trip. So Max and I, we actually previously had an adventure that was that your junior year of high school?
Junior year.
Spring break, your junior year. Yeah. So Max's best friend from childhood is your lovely friend Grayson. Hi, Grayson.
Here's a picture of Grayson.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be bad. But anyways, Max's lovely friend Grayson and his mom, Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Decided, so Melanie had experience hiking the Appalachian Trail. And if you don't know, the Appalachian Trail starts in Georgia and ends in Maine. Melanie's never done a through, but she has done extended
She's
hikes.
doing one now.
Is she still? I thought she came home.
No, she's doing one.
Okay, she's in the middle of a through.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So anyway, Melanie had experience with doing that. I read the book
Wild.
Yep. I love. Oh my gosh, I love that book. The movie was really good. The book was great. It was great. And I was talking to Melanie about the book, and Melanie said something about that's what inspired me to do the Appalachian Trail. And we started talking, and we were like, let's do the Appalachian Trail for spring break with the boys.
Yeah.
Everything. This was a great idea. It was colder up here, nicer in Georgia. We decided to drive down to Georgia and take off from Georgia and hike through. We were going to hike through for 5 days. We were going to do 5 days of the hike, right? So we had all of our gear. We were actually very well prepared, except for
we didn't train. I think we went on
at all.
One walk.
We went on one hike.
Yeah.
With our backpacks.
Yeah, and it was like 2 miles.
We went no. It was much farther. So we had the plan that we were going to hike approximately 10 miles a day. So that was fine. And we could do that, and the boys obviously could do it. My biggest thing that was difficult was it was April of that year. It had not been a full year since I had bariatric surgery.
Yep.
I was 100% not able to fuel my body adequately to hike 10 miles because you're basically you have to bring lightweight stuff, but enough stuff that has enough calories and fat and everything, because you're basically eating all day long.
Yeah.
All day long, all day
That's
long,
what
all
you
day
do.
long.
You wake up, you eat, you walk, you eat, you walk.
You eat as you're
walk,
walking,
You eat, you walk,
yeah.
and then you go to sleep. And that's what you do.
Yep. And it was, and so we were woefully unprepared. Felt like we were prepared.
We did not, I don't think we bought shoes that were a size larger.
I had great shoes. I had awesome hiking shoes. My feet didn't hurt at all.
Yeah, okay, we were only going for 5 days. When you want to go, the thing is you want to get shoes that are a size larger.
And
what you normally
really
wear.
thick socks.
Right.
And you have to break them in.
Yeah, you have to break them
before
in,
you
which
go on
I
the
didn't
hike.
do. Because your feet swell.
You just wear sneakers, I think, didn't you?
No.
What did you?
I had hiking shoes.
I know people that hike the Appalachian Trail, that hike and that do the PCT that just do it in sneakers.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
No.
very common.
Yeah, well, no, I the only sneakers I would have had would have been like Adidas Superstars.
That's valid.
We didn't have our hiking sticks. We didn't.
We left our we owned our hiking sticks.
didn't
We
bring them.
left them at home, which that was horrendous. My knees
Yeah.
were completely blown out by and it wasn't the hiking up the mountain, because you're hiking up mountains and down mountains and up down mountains and down mountains, and it wasn't the hiking up the mountain, it was going down. And by the end of the first day, my knees were so without the hiking sticks, they were so swollen. And like we said, we were not physically prepared.
No.
So Max taking a year to train will be great.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do you have an idea of
What I'm gonna do?
besides doing practice hikes?
Yeah.
What?
So there's a few things. Anybody here has ever heard of Knees Over Toes guy
Oh yeah,
on YouTube?
he's awesome.
Yeah, he has a few exercises that I really want to start implementing this coming year, just to really bulletproof.
What kind?
Walking backwards.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of walking backwards is very good for your knees. I really want to start doing
Glutes and hamstrings too, right?
Yeah. I really want to start doing weighted good mornings.
What are good mornings?
It's where you sit on a bench. Okay, so here's your legs, right? And here's your upper half.
Okay.
And you have a barbell on your back right here, right?
Yeah.
And you go down like this.
While you're sitting?
Yep.
Oh.
You go down like this and you just kind of fold in half.
Now I have seen people do good mornings standing.
That's a thing you can do too.
Standing, so you're just hinging. You've got the barbell on your back, and you're just hinging. And okay,
I want to do that because I'm going to have 40 extra pounds on my back at all times.
minimally.
Yeah.
That was so in Wild. That's what was so funny, is because it was funny, not funny. She was so woefully unprepared that her backpack weighed more than she did. It was there's a whole scene in the book and then a whole scene in the movie where she's just trying to get up from the floor with her backpack, and it's so heavy that she she's like a turtle.
That one's going to be 40 pounds, probably 40, 50 pounds. Because that was another thing we didn't do, is we have sleeping bags, and we just took sleeping bags.
No, I remember I borrowed sleeping bags from, I had my friend Kate. She and her husband had done the Appalachian Trail, and they had the down sleeping bags, but it was a lot colder than we expected.
Yeah,
at night it was close to freezing, and that was unheard of in Georgia in April. It was low 40s, high 30s at night. We froze our butt off.
it was awful. Yeah,
It was very, very cold.
it was very cold.
We had mats. Aaron had loaned us the mats. We had a couple of nice tents.
Yeah, I just remember feeling like the bag was not correct, maybe. But I don't know.
I couldn't get warm.
Yeah, I couldn't.
There wasn't enough layers. There
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So
We weren't prepared.
no.
Mentally, we weren't. I don't think we were. We had no idea what we were.
Well,
up
I remember
against.
when it ended. I was like, I just want to play Halo, dude. I was
And that was what. So that's the story. So we did actually end early, and the reason why, and this was a legitimate reason. So it was very, very, very cold at night, but it was very hot during the day. So especially as we got up higher in the mountains, and what happened is we had, so like I said, Melanie had some experience with where the place to get safe water, things like that were, but we ended up, get down, the dogs are in here again. We ended up running out of water. We ran out of water, and the boys had run ahead of us, and we thought that there was an extra camel pack, is that what it's called, of water, and it turned out that the boys had drank it, which was fine, as they were hiking. So we ran out of water at the bottom of a mountain, and Melanie said, that's okay, because there is a watering spot at the bottom of this mountain. We got there and it had dried up.
Yeah.
There was no water. And the next thing of water, there was a sign posted, the next thing of water was possibly up and over the next mountain, but it may have been up and over 2 mountains, which would have been an additional lots of miles. And it was hot and everything else, and I was sore. We all sat around and we talked, and I just, my concern was, as a parent, my concern was that we were endangering you guys with the lack of water and dehydration and stuff like that. That's what I was concerned with. I wasn't so much, I was like, can I make it over that other mountain? I can probably do it. It will be horrible. It will be awful. But I didn't think it was safe for you guys.
What? We could totally do it. Me and Gracie were killing it.
You were killing it. Yeah, you guys were doing great. But it was the fact of it.
Right. I don't know what maternal.
Well, and not only that, we had already been out of water for a significant period of time, for a few hours. So we ran out of water up there. So by the time we got to the watering spot that had no water, we had been out of water for a few hours, and knowing it was going to be, up and over another mountain to.
Yeah. And see, the PCT is kind of different. There's an app called GoHook. I think that's what it's called. That shows you all the water spots and everything. For the most part, during the PCT, I'll have internet connection and service.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had nothing.
Yeah, there's more towns on the Pacific Crest Trail for the most part than I think there's on the Appalachian Trail. So I think for the most part, that wouldn't be as much as a worry until I get to the desert.
I don't like that.
It'll be fun, dude.
No, that's scary.
It's gonna be fun.
No, I don't even want to think about that.
So, I'm doing that. I'm gonna do some bulletproofing exercises. I'm gonna be hiking, doing my typical exercises, eating more calories, everything like that. Just making sure I'm walking a lot throughout the day. And then
not just 10,000 steps.
No,
it's
10,000. Yeah.
It's
10,000 steps is 5 miles. I will be walking on average at least 15 miles a day, probably. During the Pacific Crest Trails. So I need to find a way. What?
I think it's probably closer to 10 to 15. 10 to 15. Okay, so we just wanted to talk a little bit about what Max plans on doing and how hard it's going to be for him.
It is going to be very hard, but it'll be fun. It'll be worth it. I think it's going to be very exciting, and it gives me a fun goal to look forward to.
That is a super fun goal to look forward to. Mm-hmm. And I want you to start researching and looking for hikes.
I'm going to go there with just a shirt and a pair of pants.
No.
And that's it.
No.
I'm going to hunt for my food.
No. Wow.
And forage berries.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
I'm going to eat the first berries that I see.
That's not a good plan.
Those are my plans. Okay. It'll be great.
All right.
All right, Milo, you ready for the video?
No.
My baby boy?
Yes, he's ready. All right. So.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, everything like that. As usual, do it right now.
Just do it.
Do it right now. If you don't do it within the next 5 seconds, there will be a curse upon your family.
No, there won't. Bye, friends.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.